Boom. What's up, Pally?
Hello, Paul. Hey, everybody.
Oh
What's going
man,
on?
dude, it's
Oscar hangover.
the Oscar hangover indeed. I mean, we were out at that train station all night long, loving that train station. Get in on it. Um,
It's so Soderbergh. So Soderbergh. It was
I
the
w-
contagion of award shows.
I wanted like an appetizer tray to be attached to that Steadicam, so it just felt like you were always in the perspective of a waiter's tray. Classic.
After watching it, I do really stand by my idea from a couple shows ago that I really do think that the Academy Awards should move to a Family Feud style.
I thought of that like 15 times last night. The ranked
Me too.
system.
The ranked system, a Family Feud style ranked system for Academy Awards, but only on votes. You still go by the Academy.
Yes.
You let the Academy vote.
Yes.
But it's not like special anything. It's just like I would like to know where Minari fared against Nomadland.
Where I thought about it last night was simply the last award of the show. Everyone is like, it's Chadwick's award. Chadwick Boseman, he's going to win Best Actor. And the award show is built to it because they put Best Picture in the middle, and the last award is Best Actor. And it's like, and the winner, Anthony Hopkins. He's not here. Good night. It was so.
He didn't even give a speech from whatever train station they were in London.
No, he was asleep. So he wasn't even like, he was so unprepared for being there. So it's like
another. What is it? What is it? What is it? Another victory. Wake me when it's a loss.
He literally he did an Instagram acceptance speech this morning.
That's how far we've come. You can announce you're president. You can announce you're running for president, and that you are thanking the Academy on Instagram.
You got it all. For people who don't know, this is Punch You Up. This is a show where Adam and I are going to punch up your Twitter drafts. You send us tweets that you feel like aren't quite there yet, but you feel like they have a funny idea, and then we will kind of pull it all together. This has been Adam's idea, and it's been super fun for people to submit these jokes because it's been great to kind of see what we're working with. A lot of really funny ideas.
Yeah, I've been having a great time, and thank you for producing it and letting me do it on your channel, Paul.
Yeah,
I really like talking to everybody, and I like seeing what they're thinking because, like I fired off a couple of tweets last night in my like tired Sunday night dad haze, and they weren't great, but it was like at least I knew it was my voice and I was happy with it, and I'm really having fun kind of learning our audience's voice and kind of writing to that.
I think this has been a great idea that you had to do this, and we are bringing in special guests occasionally to help us, to give us a perspective here. And we have brought in somebody today who I think is fantastically funny. You know her from The Keenan Show. You know her from Indebted. You know her from the Black Lady Sketch Show, Shrill. So many great things. Please welcome Niccole Thurman. Here she is. Boom. Let's bring her in right here. Bam. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Hello. Thanks for
Niccole,
having me, guys.
You had a tweet last night that made me laugh about, you were like, I got it right here. I'm going to pull it up because I don't want to misquote you, but you were like,
you had a tweet. You're so prolific. You had a tweet from 5 minutes ago that made me laugh.
Oh, okay, good. I was like wondering, I was like, that one was a little bit shaky. I was like, should I delete it? Should I leave it up? It's always
I always feel like, and then I definitely want Paul to read your tweet, but I always feel like your voice to me, you are a comforting sense of like the moment, like I can look to your account and kind of get a sense of like exactly what's going on and the temperature that you feel about it with the way in which your punchlines are going, which is like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can't with a comic because they want to keep it like, it's like, let's keep it vague. Let's keep how I feel about things vague.
Yeah.
I always know how you feel about it through your punchline. And I feel like that is such an amazing skill that, I don't have.
I agree with you, and I think it can be. Now, is it going to be weird that I'm going to read a tweet to you? I hope I don't mess it up, but I'm going to say like, one of your tweets was like, everyone is partying again, but no one is asking me to hang out. nature is healing. And I'm like, yeah,
That's
I
just
get
the
that.
moment. She is
Right.
the moment. Yes, yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true for I feel like but like that all of us feel that way. Like that joke is so true. Like I looked at last night and was like in bed, like falling asleep in that, like I had just put kids to bed and like was like lying in bed in that way where you're just kind of like, you know, and you're looking at Instagram and I'm looking at friends of mine like in tuxedos and dresses at like the Soho House at an after party for the Oscars.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, was that an option? Is that an option now? Like, how did that happen?
I know. I'm kind of mixed on the whole thing. I also felt like there was a lot of like FOMO going on Instagram last night where everyone was posting like their party pics from previous years.
Oh my God, that too. Yes, absolutely.
I wasn't going in on that.
We get it. You went to the Oscars once. We get it.
I mean that.
I feel like there's like a lot of that happening. Go ahead, sorry.
I coughed up my own growth. That trend is getting so big that by the end of last night, people were doing like dumps.
Oh yeah.
They were like, here's 10 pictures of me at the Vanity Fair party. It's like, damn.
Yeah. They did years past. They're like, this is 2001, 2004. This is 2007. It's like, okay, we get it. You've been to the parties.
Like, it's made me laugh so hard. The only joke that I wanted to do last night that I couldn't figure out exactly. I'm obsessed with this guy. This guy, he was the guy who stole Frances McDormand's Oscar last year. That guy. Do you remember this story?
Ooh, no.
Okay. All right. So there's a guy. And again, I was on this guy's trail for a while. He is on Instagram and he's always like on the red carpet, but you could tell like his friend took the picture on the red carpet, or he'll get like adjacent to somebody very famous and be like just hanging out with Russell. And it's like him next to Russell Crowe, but they're not. They're just not together. Right. And somebody had sent me that picture of him, and so I started following his account. Every award show, he's always in a tux, always there, and it's like he's in the mix. Last year, or whenever Frances McDormand won her Oscar, I think it was last year. Who knows? Time is disappeared for me.
There's no time.
It's a flat circle. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah. He stole Frances McDormand's Oscar. Like straight up stole it. She put it down. He swiped it and left. But there's like a picture of him like with this thing like and then
me and Fran's Oscar. Yeah,
we know who took it.
Frances McDormand is willy-nilly with her Oscars.
She doesn't care about it.
Last night she won an Oscar and she was like, she like howled at the moon and put it back down and then walked off. And the producer had to go over and grab it and was like, I guess I'll.
He's like, okay, so I guess you don't want it. You're gonna take this or not? She does not care. She would like melt it down and use it for silverware. She like does not give a shit. I love her. She's like, why am I even here? I just had to show up, I guess.
I know she is. So my dad used to have an apartment in Santa Monica, and it was he had it when I was living out in LA, and it was one of those like ultimate. It's like the ultimate type of place that a single older man would want to live in Santa Monica. It was like you could see the Ferris wheel so that he could walk out to the beach and kind of like look around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like and it was funny because the one below him was Frances McDormand and Joel and Ethan Coen, or I guess not both of them. I just assumed that they're both one.
By the way, I would love that they live together. I would love that.
Is she married to one of them? I did not know this. She's married to one.
Yeah, she's married. I don't know which one.
Okay, we don't know which one.
I'm gonna call him Joel and Ethan Coen.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she was so cantankerous, like, and I say that lovingly. Like, she would be she was very sharp, and she would like, you would like hit 3, or like we'd be in the elevator and she'd be like, so you don't have a reusable bag? And I'd be like, oh no, I was getting like groceries or whatever. And she'd be like, okay, it's a choice. And you're like,
you don't want to like
fuck me. I always have a reusable bag now.
Hey, you're doing the right thing for the environment.
10 years ago.
Threatened into it. Yeah.
It was like 10 years ago. Like, she's just like very like, I loved her. I loved that about like, it's not mean. It's just like, she's just like,
I think she embodies a lot of what people say they want to do and how they want to live, but no one does. Like, because even like she looks good, but she also doesn't feel like a person who's like popping out a mirror every 5 seconds, be like, okay, I'm gonna maybe get on. She's just like, I don't give a shit.
She's like I'm dressed, I'm good. Yeah, let's just go. Yeah. She doesn't worry about it after that. She never looks in the mirror after that. Yeah.
I got Reeboks on because I need to. I gotta walk.
Yeah, we're done. We'll go. I gotta make it on. Put it on. What are you saying?
Every time you've done Frances McDormand in the last 5 minutes, someone is trying to slow her down, and you're like someone's always like, Miss McDormand.
Miss McDormand. I can go now. I got the Oscar. I don't know.
It has that energy like
yeah. Get a reusable bag, then talk to me, okay? Yeah. In a hurry. Frances McDormand in a hurry. Fran is on the run. We ran with Fran.
Oh my gosh. Well, Niccole, we have brought some tweets here. These are gathered from the Discord that I have, and people have been, again, posting their drafts. And I will say that since we started this show to now, we're almost in a different zone in a way, because the tweets are, I think they're every time we do the show, they're funnier and funnier. But I'm gonna just pop one up here. We'll look at it. We'll see what we think. Some may hit more than others, and no pressure either way. But all right, here
dare I think that we're teaching our audience.
I just think
they're getting better.
Is this a little behind the scenes into comedy writing 101? Just like quick into the comedy writing?
Oh yeah, we love it. We took the curtain is down.
I love it. The curtain is down. The curtain is down.
This is really. By the way, Pally, you said Pally was forced into tweeting a tweet at the last show on Thursday. We did a little thing, and you said the reaction to it wasn't good. Do you want to just send it out to Niccole?
Sure.
Just like, all right, just your honest response to this, okay? Your honest
response. My response to okay.
So at the end of our last show, I just want to bring it up. I sent out a tweet that was like, like I try to send one out so that I could watch it and see how everyone responds. So it was the day I wrote, the day I was born, I made a promise to myself. I would have written it down, but I couldn't unlock my phone. Right, and there's a lot. There's a lot going on.
I like it.
The response was, I would say, close to being dragged.
Dragged.
Like
how?
People, like right away. First comment: I am too sober to process this. Second comment from a doctor:
Whoa.
Is this the punched up version?
Okay, sir. Okay, why don't you get back to writing prescriptions? Mister?
Yeah, here's what I'm going to say about this. I believe that Twitter has evolved, that you can't just do a dumb joke anymore. It's and I feel like you need or it's hard sometimes for people to look at it in that way, because that's not a draggable joke. It's silly, it's goofy, but it's like Yeah.
You know what I would do there?
You want me to keep going? Yeah.
What I would do there, since if it was in that vein of just being like a bad joke, a lot of times I'll write, "This is a bad joke, send tweet." So you're calling yourself out so that they can laugh at it with you.
Somebody said it's a clean Jay Leno joke.
The clean Jay Leno. I think it's a good joke. I think it's a solid joke.
I think it was good.
Yeah, we're clean.
Yeah.
I don't spend any of my money. I haven't touched my Tonight Show money. It's all just stand up. I never touched the Tonight Show money.
All right, here is a tweet that we can get started on here. All right, boom. Yeah, so I'm a New York 5, but a daddy issues 8.
That's pretty funny. I like
that.
That
was a pretty solid joke.
This is from a man, though, so I don't know.
Well, that's honestly, that was my issue. I was like, can you do that? Is that that's a funnier joke for somebody else? I think. Right?
It's more of a lady. It's like maybe a woman.
Although that is funny in and of itself, right? Like there's some humor to being claiming that in your lane. Yeah. And then I have a logic question for it.
Okay.
Because wouldn't
I get it now? I just figured it out. I feel like. What's the logic? No, I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, as you're asking the logic question, I'm like, I think I get it now.
My logic question would be, daddy issues, isn't that more desirable?
Yes.
It would be the logic on the math of the equation. Like, I understand I'm a New York 5 but a Chicago 10, right?
Yeah.
Like, I
Right.
get that. But daddy issues, wouldn't that add value? Wouldn't, like...
Well, I hear. Oh yeah, go ahead, Niccole.
Well, the idea of daddy issues is that you have daddy issues, so you're more attracted to like more men, or kind of like any man. You'll just kind of take any guy, even if he's kind of a schlub.
Oh, see, I didn't know that was daddy issues. I always associated daddy issues to like more of like a like crazy in bed, not necessarily like casting a wide net.
I think it's that too. I think it's anything for the love of a man is the idea of this tweet, not what I'm saying. Yes, I have daddy issues too, so like let's just.
So like, maybe it is like maybe it's like I'm a New York 5, and this is where I have two versions of it. I don't know which way to go. Like I'm a New York 5, but my daddy says I'm a this, like like a lower number or
disappointment.
Disappointment. Like, or I'm a New York 5, but but a daddy issues. I'll take. It's hard. It's hard.
I think it's missing. I think it might be missing a B side. I'm a New York 5, but a daddy issues 8, which means if you're anywhere under 3, we're good to go.
Oh, that's right. I feel like right. Does that feel right?
Right.
Or?
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a New York 5, but a daddy issues 8. So if you're a 3, thumbs up.
Or if you're a man, thumbs up.
Or if you're a man, thumbs up. Yeah, if you're a man.
I do not get that, but I'm
No.
I would say I'm a New York 5, but if you have daddy issues, 8. All you need is if you have daddy issues. But then it kind of like it kind of explains it a little bit too much, maybe. But
here's the thing.
If you're a 3, call me. Somebody said. I think that's kind of good.
Oh,
so if you're a 3, call me.
That's not bad. I like that.
I think that's kind of what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm a New York 5, but a daddy issues 8. So if you're a 3, call me.
That works.
I like that comfy pants.
I also will say this. There's something about this kind of a joke on Twitter where if it just hits right, like our first reaction to it was that was funny. And that almost can like you don't even need to over logic it. You go back, boom. It's like we saw it, we laughed. Yeah, like we don't there's sometimes a smoothness and just that it seems right. Like it
doesn't have to be logical. Yeah,
it seems structurally sound.
Yeah, so in that way, if because this could go viral, the three, which is really all we're trying to do here.
Okay.
Get someone to go viral. If you add the 3, it almost makes it less like smooth.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it just needs, I'm a this, and a this.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
And it's clean. Yeah.
Yes.
Should it be?
So,
yeah.
So maybe I'm this, and this.
I think it's a this. I think it's
yes. Well, you could say a New York 5, an LA 2, and if you have daddy issues, an 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's it.
I'm a New York. Yeah. But So it'd be like I'm a New York 8. I'm a New York 5. I'm an LA 3. I'm a daddy issues 8. That's pretty funny.
That's really funny. Yeah. I like that. Again, I still think that I don't mean to be sexist. I think that joke works better if it is coming from a female's account. I don't know why. Like I associate I associate daddy issues with women more than I do with men, but I still think it will work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like men with mommy issues are not desirable.
No, and that won't work. Mommy issues is not funny. Yeah, mommy issues.
Yeah, mommy issues is 0, honey.
Yeah.
If you got mommy issues, you is 0.
Unless you go like this, the only version of that joke would be like, I'm a New York 5, but my mommy says that I'm an 8.
My mommy says I'm an 8.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah, that's the fun.
That's good.
All right. Yeah. This is one I really liked here from Aaron Renee. I'm the canned wine of humans. So
okay, so now this is great. This is really great. And again, I love how slick it is. It's just like a boom. I don't know what the I know box wines.
But canned wine is a little bit more like I think a canned wine is a little bit. I mean, I don't know.
There's
again,
nuance.
There's nuance there.
Because like a canned wine, like now especially, like I've seen a bunch of like cool, maybe good canned wines.
Yeah, people are saying canned is classier. Some canned wine is pretty good. By the way, I'm going to admit freely that I order from a place where I get canned wine because during the pandemic, I was like, I can't open up a bottle and feel good about myself, but I can open up a can and feel like I didn't do that.
So I was gonna say, do you just does it make you drink more, or like how?
No,
I don't even understand canned wine.
I have this wine that I like called house wine. I pop it open, pour it into a cup, and then that's it. Like, and it's basically a one glass.
I think that must be the trick with bottled wine. For several reasons, but I think you got to pour it into a glass, right? Like,
oh yeah, you're not drinking canned wine. I don't think you're drinking canned wine. Like, it's not like you're drinking a soda. I don't think.
And or a beer. Like, I think that I would have like sensation of a beer and be disappointed.
Jake Dubsky said shotgunning wine is dope, and I think that's hilarious. Imagine shotgunning wine.
By the way, that's a tweet.
Shotgunning.
Yeah, that's the tweet.
That's the tweet.
That's a great tweet. But
I drink the can
from the can.
I think I would too if I was drinking canned wine.
Ben?
Well, they make they make some picnic canned wines as well. Like, so there's ones that are like in the shape of a ball and you rip open the top and it's a cup. Oh. So there's a lot of new wine technology. Yeah.
Well, which is why going back to the original, like I like the tweet, but I'm not super like locked into what a canned wine's.
I think you need to describe it afterwards, right?
Right. It's almost like I'm a canned wine. I'm the canned wine of humans. I'm compact, portable, but it'll still fuck you up. Like, I mean, that's not it, but it's like that. Like, you need like a like some sort of like.
Then it's a beautiful setup.
I mean, somebody pitched this, this is the better joke. I'm the White Claw of humans.
I'm the
like
White
that,
Claw
like that, or like that. I feel like at least not better, but it's.
I feel like it's supposed to be like, I'm healthy, but you're gonna regret it tomorrow, or something like that.
Yeah,
I
agree, Niccole.
You're gonna regret,
Yeah, I'll fuck you up, but you won't get fat.
Yeah, I'll fuck you up, but you won't get fat. Yeah. All right, I'm a canned wine of humans. I'm like, aged in a barrel, but.
Oh, this is a good one too. Seems like a good idea.
Jumped into aluminum. Exactly what it is.
Seems like a good idea until the next day. Yeah, like. This is great. All right, these are good.
I'm a canned wine of humans. Wait,
I
want to go down this road.
I'm a Zima of yesteryear. I love that. I'm the Zima of yesteryear. Yesteryear is just a fun word.
This is great. Oh, this is actually great. This is on the canned wine of humans. I appear reasonable at first, but quickly become hard to work with.
Love that.
Right. Yeah, this is great.
I love that.
It's beautiful. That is a beautiful AB.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are I like that. I feel like that's really solid. I don't feel like there's a bunch of other ones here, but we don't need to get into those. All right, let's see. We got a bunch of good ones. So I got a new one coming up. This one is a long one. It's gonna be a little bit hard to read, but I wanted to bring it out because I thought there was something really good here. Okay, humans, aren't dogs so loyal? They love us so much. Dogs, just give us an opening and you'll never see us again. You better keep that fence up and that leash on me.
Dude really went into the mind of a dog.
Yeah, and I kind of like that.
Trying to escape.
Yeah, I think that might be your dog.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like every dog is? I mean, my dog likes me too.
No, yes.
Yeah,
I think I like that joke of like the idea that like a dog is man's best friend, but we have to keep them captive because at any minute they will run
prisoners.
away.
Right. It's like
prisoners.
Dogs are so loyal unless they see a squirrel. Like, maybe it's a compact, like just really push it in there. Like, my dog is so loyal unless,
I don't love, this is just me, there's nothing against this. I'm sure there are really good ones. I don't love the tweets that do the dialogue.
Oh, interesting.
I like those ones.
You do? You like,
yeah.
I have a hard time as the reader sometimes, like following them, like because it's usually like this person, this, right? And so by the time we get to the last one, I'm usually like, what was that? What was going on?
Wait,
who's talking to who? What's happening?
Because it's like me, God. Nancy.
Right.
You're like, what?
This, by the way, is a good, if you wanted to go in the dialogue version, this is a really fun addition. Humans, why aren't dogs so loyal? Dogs, just give us an opening. Fence, when will my loyalty be recognized? Like if you did it 3 bucks.
Yeah. When will I get the credit I deserve? Yeah.
Oh man.
And then this is a fun one too. Humans, aren't dogs so loyal? Locks it inside separate cage inside their locked house whenever they leave.
Yeah, like that one. That's the one.
Truly, like, that's what it is. Yeah.
That really
like
made me.
that.
That's a great one. All right, I like that. These are good. This is all right.
I mean, this
all
is
right.
a great setup. Like Dogman's best friend, unless he barks, and then I shake a can of panties at it.
Right. Like that bitch sprayed me in the face 10 times last night for having fun.
All right. This one is well, I won't even set it up. I'll just give it to you.
Okay.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine
and
with that.
it says draft tweet is part of the tweet, so it's funny.
Oh.
I actually like that. I agree. Let's give it context. Put the draft tweet out.
That's great.
That's what I was saying about how I love to say, like, when you know you have a bad or goofy tweet, you just like call it out like that and make it kind of meta. It's really fun.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah.
All right, this is good.
I had an instant last night with the tweets with my one tweet from the Academy Awards that I ended up falling asleep, was that I tweeted out the non-interesting thing about a semi-interesting thing that happened.
Wait,
and then I realized, so like they said, ladies and gentlemen, Brad Pitt, right? And then he walked out, and instantly, Dalen, I noticed at first, but we were just like, guy, he's wearing a lot of jewelry. Like he was wearing, my man likes to come like a pharaoh. He comes like, he had like a big gold watch, big gold chain link bracelet, like rings on a whole hand, and it was just like a lot of jewelry. So I just fired off real quick, like, Brad Pitt loves the mulery. And then as I'm sending it, I'm like, wait a minute, is he walking out to fight the power?
Well, that was my thing. I couldn't stop. When I heard fight the power, I was like, this is not.
What?
Whoa.
What was he presenting? Was it in any way related to that song?
Best director.
Okay, we don't know where that came from.
Oh no, sorry. Sorry, it was best supporting actor. Sorry, it was best supporting actress.
Oh, that's why, because it's two Judas and the Messiah nominees. Maybe you're like, oh, black people.
Oh, but no, it was for female. It was female though. It was not even.
Oh, it was women. Oh no.
Yeah, it was weird.
But it was so bizarre. But it was
like I think I even tweeted. I even texted you. I was like, it was, but I didn't know how to even tweet it because like this is so weird. Does anyone even pick up on the music? The music. While Questlove does an amazing job, I felt like they were taking some swings that was actually taking me out of the show. Where I was like, you're going to play the Electric Company theme now on the Oscars? All right, cool. I like this choice.
Stevie Wonder in memoriam?
Yeah, I heard it. I didn't watch the Oscars last night, but I heard it was very fast. Like the editing was
Well,
quick.
you have to. They picked an up-tempo song. Like, I love Stevie Wonder. Like, that song is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What song was it?
Oh yeah. Usually played at weddings.
I played that at my mom's wedding, full on. That's a wedding song.
Weddings.
That's a fully wedding song.
It's a wedding song, and so you have to go quickly because it's like keep it on. You know, I think it's played in 3/4. Like
Francis McDormand's back there, like telling them, "Hurry up, hurry up."
Let's go.
We get it. They're dead. We get it.
No, it's also like
the McDormand one.
But I do feel like when people are like, "Oh, like that was never the problem of the Oscars," like. The in memoriam is too slow. It's oddly one of those moments, at least culturally, where I feel like if you are watching with a group where you go, like there's a lot of it's like a real moment to like kind of reflect on the year. It shows time passing. Like you don't want to be like get through it. So that was an odd choice to be like, we need pace on that. We definitely need to pace that up.
I thought it was because, and this is very dark, but I thought it was because there were more deaths because of COVID.
Oh,
that's what I was gonna say too. I think because of the pandemic and everybody's had to deal with death all year, maybe that's why they were like,
let's not live in that world.
No, that's like a nicer. That's like
you meant like literally in memoriam.
Empathy. Yeah, I meant literally. They're like, we usually get about 90. This year we have 270.
We got a lot to go through.
Why don't we pick a borderline waltz? And let's just pick up the tempo.
Let's do it, family. Let's do it Brady Bunch style. We put 9 photos up at once. Bam, 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 bam. And like, and you put the bigger star in the Alice shot. Yeah.
They should do that by cast. It's like The Godfather. It's like Brando comes up. Like, soon you just start crossing people out.
Yeah.
The one weird thing that I thought, not to live in the Oscars, but I feel like I hosted one of these things one time, the Critics' Choice Awards, and the whole thing is like, oh my gosh, these people, they're gonna want to play along, they're gonna have a great time, and they don't want to play along. No one like is ready for anything, and no one's been prepped, and no one's been rehearsed, and they're just showing up. They're nervous. They want to get their award. And I remember I was in the audience doing a throw to Rob, who was on stage, Hubel, and this guy, I won't name his name, grabbed my hand as if to break it and said, "If you fucking put me on camera, I will murder you." And I was like, that was never the intent. The intent was just to say, Rob, now at the best, whatever it was. It was like, but I was standing near. I didn't know. It was so frightening, especially because I couldn't take my eyes off the camera. I was like waiting for that red light to go. So my hand being squeezed and being threatened. I was like,
oh my God.
It was a crazy.
That is high tension.
You got PTSD from throwing to a person on stage.
I was like,
Niccole,
we had nothing. We had nothing.
Yeah.
Have you ever written for one of those?
I did. I wrote for the Emmys in last year, 2020.
Oh wow. How was that?
What was that?
It was the one that was the virtual ones with Jimmy Kimmel hosting it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. But yeah, it's like a weird thing where you're like trying to write these bits for people, and I don't know. I mean, they say they want to do them, and then you pitch a bunch of bits, and then they're like, I don't want to do that bit. Yeah. It's like, okay, it's like, yeah, they always seem a little bit like they're just trying to be nice by doing it. But yeah, it's like,
I have a super embarrassing story about a bit like that. They were doing one year, Comedy Central, must have been when they were very successful, was doing like the comedy awards. Do you remember that?
Oh,
it was like,
yeah.
They would. Time ago. It was a long time ago. They would do these things like, and so Happy Endings was like, nominated and I was presenting with I think Alicia Cuthbert, and they wrote a bit. The writers wrote a bit where I would eat a hot pepper on stage and like not be able to like read the awards because of this hot pepper. And like, you don't know that that's the bit till the moment you get backstage, right? And you're like in a suit and you're like, what am I doing? And they're like, we need you to like like you can't present because it's like it's so hot, So it's like, okay, like whatever, because like that's what we were like kind of trained to do. So like I did the bit and I like really committed to the bit. Like, but you get
I'm already getting nervous. I'm already getting so nervous about
I know. I'm like, what happened?
No, I was just like, oh, like, and I, and like Cuthbert's reading the names and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, I need milk. Like, and you can hear me in the background. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital if no one helps me. Like, I'm like really committing to the bit. And like finally we hand out the award and so they go and the winner for Best Actress in a Comedy is Amy Poehler. So Amy comes up on stage, right? And it's not her fault. She's like so sweet, you know what I mean? But like she comes up on stage and she starts doing her speech, and in part of her speech she's like talking about commitment, like how you have to like commit, right? And I'm just standing off stage like with with my face red, like holding a pepper, and then she goes, just like Adam. And I was like, what? I was like, you think he wanted to come out here and put a pepper in his mouth? And I was like, I don't want. She's like, and then look, was it like gangbusters? No. And I was like, thinking, and she's like, but he committed. He committed 100% because that's what Adam does. And I was like, thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
So embarrassing. It was the most embarrassing.
That's hilarious.
But what she was like scolding them for not like playing along, like the audience, the award show audience, for being like too like.
Oh, because they weren't laughing, or they were just like, "What's going on?"
Because they weren't laughing. Yeah, they were just like not. They were being stuffy. Like they do with the. Yeah, they're being stuffy at like the award show, And I was like asking like Don Rickles to like get up and get me water, and people were just like almost booing at that point. Like no one, like it was just like it was like when a bit goes. It was like when I do a bit.
Look, sometimes you do a bit. I remember I went up to do a bit at some charity function one time, and I was with Sarah Silverman, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do this bit. And she's like, it's gonna bomb. And I'm like, I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you can't do a bit in this room. You just got to do like stand up. I'm like, I don't really do stand up. She's like, it's gonna bomb. And I was like, I've done this bit before. I know it's gonna work. And I went out there, and it was awful. It was the way it bombed so bad, and it was only me on stage. So I had nothing to even like call out to or interact with. I was just like dying, melting on stage. That was bad. And that was an awful time. But where it got worse for me was the ESPYs. So the ESPYs
tough room.
Scary room to bomb in, I feel like.
The worst.
Tough room in your head, right?
Yes.
And Seth Meyers is hosting, and Seth is great and lovely and all good to Seth. But he did say before the thing goes, he goes, look, it is a weird room. It's because you have football players next to basketball players, next to tennis players, next to NASCAR. Like the common denominator is these are all some kind of athletes, but they're not all from the same. Right. Yeah, there's nothing. And so it was not a bit that I wrote. It was a bit that they wrote for me and Lennon Parham. Lennon Parham, super hilarious actress and comedian. And we know each other from, UCB. And the bit was, and I don't know if you remember this, was a little while ago, but there was these riots after the NHL playoffs, and there's this picture of this guy kissing a girl. Yeah,
we love a riot.
Yeah, great riot. Love a riot. There was these riots, and there's a picture of a guy like kissing a girl in the middle of absolute chaos. So there's like cars are on fire, people are like screaming, and then there's like this almost like that 1940s black and white picture of like
sailor.
The sailor, like these two people. Now, case in point, what we found out later was that woman was hit in the head and was bleeding, and that man was picking her up and he wasn't kissing her, he was just grabbing her. So now that moment though was viral and it was huge when that happened. The ESPYs happened about 4 months later. It's kind of gone from the public consciousness, but they wrote this bit. And the bit was, we're going to talk about all the nominees, and one of the nominees of all the funny like side awards, and from the riot, the NHL riot, these two, they cut to us, and we're making out like in our chairs, right? So we're just like hardcore going at it. And they put me next to, I think it was Brooklyn Decker, as a matter of fact. They put me next to like Brooklyn Decker, and I'm like, and Andy Roddick. I don't know them. I'm like, and now I got to do this bit, and so we start doing this thing where we're kissing, and the audience doesn't know what the fuck they're watching. It's out of the public consciousness, and it gets a couple of laughs because it's like, oh, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
But they wrote it in 4 more times.
It was a runner.
It was a runner, and they never ever stopped it. They never stopped it. Like, I was like, so we came out, and I remember saying to Lennon, Lennon was like, I'm nervous about this bit. I'm like, don't worry, it's gonna crush. It did not crush. And then we had to go back out knowing the audience hated it, and like whatever Twitter was, like the ESPY, the hate was like, fuck this bit, and then we had to go out again. And I remember the last time we did it, the 4th time, they never cut it. I had to stand next to Jay Leno, who like was waiting to go on as well, and like I was like, he's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, all right, we're doing this bit, and then we did it in a fucking tank because it's like they're angry now, and then I had to walk off, and Jay Leno was like, like it was like like the most supportive or whatever, like he's like, it kind of sucked. Like I was like, that show gives me.
That's what I say.
Any advice, it would be don't spend your money.
Don't spend your money. Save your money. That's like when you walk off stage and someone's like, you look like you were having fun up there. And you're like, oh, fuck me. Like, it was bad. How'd you memorize all those lines? Okay, I'm going to go kill myself now. Thank you.
Oh my God. Those compliments are so like a compliment that can shred you up there. Or like, someone once said to me, like, early on not that early on, they were like, you seem like you're new at this, like, but you're doing so good.
They're probably like, you're fresh and good. Yeah.
It was complimentary, but it was like my energy. You know what I mean? They were like, you're like fresh, new.
Yeah.
Like, well, I've been doing this for like 10 years.
But it's also like sometimes those people who give it to you will never, if you like, they're not going to get your humor regardless. I mean, that's part of it too. Is like, but like tanking in front of a room of people that on some level you want to impress, like, it's like, oh, do I care? Like, I don't want to like tank in front of Dwayne Wade. Like, I don't want to like give them go, that's the guy who sucked. I couldn't go to a party after that. I couldn't go to an SP party. Fuck that. I gotta get home. Oh
my God. Do you know how horrible it would be to get like an SP party and to have them be like, hey, it's the making out guy.
I mean,
it'd be so awkward. You couldn't even look at people. Yeah, they couldn't even. It'd be too weird.
Niccole,
that's like I call that the loudest silence when that happens. It's like the
Oh.
room is silent, but it feels like it's like throbbing in your ears.
Yeah.
It's so loud.
I feel like you don't bomb. I feel like you're bomb. I feel like you're bomb. What's the word? Like bomb proof.
Bomb proof? Oh, I wish. I have one really bad one that I would wake up weeks later, like in a panic, like remembering it, and I was like, oh my god. Like I had an SNL showcase that I did. It was in New York. I had no time to prep for it. I had not done characters like. I mean, the whole year had not done anything. And my manager's like, just do it. Like, they want you to do more. They want to see you. And so then I did the showcase. And it was like the first bit I did was a bit that I had done. That was the only one that I had done multiple times. And it always slayed when I had done it. And I did it. And the first line, like the first joke, silence. And I was like, oh, I'm fucked.
Were you doing it at a comedy club or are you doing it on the stage?
It was at UCB East.
Oh,
yeah,
so you're like,
oh god, so you're in a bad room, tough room.
Yeah, that long.
Oh, I hated that room.
Oh my god, it was a nightmare. It was a night. It was literally just like as soon as I did the joke and nobody laughed, I was like, I am so fucked. And I still had like 5 more minutes of stage time and more characters. And I hate doing characters too. So like I don't elect to ever do that on purpose. Like I don't want to do that. And so it was just like, oh my God, putting on wigs, yelling, doing whatever I can. The audience was like, we don't want this at all.
You would slay update.
Yeah, like I'm more of that kind of. I mean, I do characters when they're written into sketches, but I hate like the showcases where you have to do like 5 characters in 5 minutes. That's not my vibe. I hate watching it. I hate all of it.
It's not for the audience. That's not an audience thing to see. No. By the way, I remember I was watching my friend audition for SNL because rightly so. He was like, bring everyone you can to this comedy club because I need to stack the fucking deck. Like, it's and it was right before he was about to go on. And it's like, it's an SNL showcase, the comic strip, and fucking Chris Rock comes in. And Chris Rock is like, he's like, hey, everybody, runs in, high energy, like, starts shaking Lorne Michaels' hands, jumps up on stage, you guys doing SNL? All right, break a leg. All right, I got to run this stuff, and runs his like MTV Movie Awards or VMA, like he like does like the long thing, and the audience is fucking psyched because Chris Rock like working out material, and he's like pointing at writers, going like, cut that one, let's do this, do that, and it's like you feel like you're in this whole moment, and then he like, as quick as he came, is gone. It was like, okay, now back to Ron Amesley with his
5 characters. He comes on as an old man and he's like, hey.
Yeah. This is Christopher Walken.
And they're like, we don't want
burrito.
That. Yeah. And they're like, we don't want this. Yeah.
I self-sabotaged mine. I never made it. I didn't make it very far, but I was doing ASCAP for a little bit when I was like younger than most of the people were on, and Seth would come down and do it. And so he asked me, he's like, well, why don't you make a tape, and I just got so nervous. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, oh my God, like this is it, Yeah. And when I get nervous, instead of like committing to do better, I make it almost impossible for myself to succeed so that I can like talk about it and be like, yeah, it didn't happen. It's like self-fulfilling. So there was this show on public access called the Staten Island Comedy Showcase. And it happened every Friday night in Staten Island at a local radio station. And it was hosted by a guy who, no joke, had like brain damage from a car accident. And he had a drummer that would be like, bum cheese. And he would tell like, Confucius say jokes, like on public access, And I was just like, this is where I have to do my audition because that'll be like the funniest like thing, So I went down to Staten Island to the station, was immediately like, it smelled like an old home, like the TV station, like when you walked in, I was like, oh, this is a mistake. Like this is a big mistake, but I didn't have any time to switch it. The tape was due. I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And then I did 5 minutes of stand up with these characters. Like, it's not really stand up. It's just like 5, it was like Matthew McConaughey asking for directions or something, it was like so dumb. And like, it was awful. It was awful. It was the worst. It was the worst audition. The only thing you can hear in between is my friend Gil, who drove me there, laughing at how bad it's going.
Yeah.
You know,
so it's like the laughter is off because it's silence and then he's laughing at them.
But it's not even like bad. It's not even like bad anti-comedy comedy. It's just like because I'm earnestly doing my SNL audition that I've like clearly workshopped.
Yeah.
And it was just like a miscalculation, horrible. Yeah. And then
why did you send it in?
Because I wanted to make sure I never got, but like, so Seth, you know, was very gracious about it and was like, you know, you're not moving forward. And I was like, okay. And then like
that's fair.
And like we never talked about it again, you know, like it was just like that was the thing I fucked up, and we've become friendly ever since. But he found it for me last year.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And he gave it back to me, and it was like, and he was like, I was gonna play it on the show as like when we talked, but I thought maybe you would want to see it first. That's how.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Awful.
No, you gotta burn that. You gotta burn that one.
There are these moments where you make these choices and you're like, this will work, or they'll get me. Like the truth is like they don't really want you to be that far out of the box. Like
like
and rightly so, right? Like they're not doing an alternative comedy show; they're doing a comedy show. And like I remember like one guy I remember auditioned. I won't say his name, but I've heard the story a bunch. He one of the characters he auditioned with, or his impression, was Jackie Gleason taking a shit. So he's like, Norton. And it was like, in what world would you think that Jackie Gleason taking a shit doing a honeymooners thing would work like in 1990, like not even 1990, like 2000. Like it's like I'm doing a Jackie Gleason impression of something that you'll never see.
I do like it.
I mean, I like it too, but it's not like the thing. It's not the thing you do.
He just wanted to do his thing. Yeah, they just want something that can go on NBC at 11:30.
Oh yeah.
In the 90s or the 2000s, not.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Sometimes it's not your thing. Yeah.
I got another tweet here.
Yeah. We do one more, and then I'm gonna find one because I have one. I like to throw one out before we end.
Yeah.
And Niccole, you're welcome to as well, but you do not have to.
Okay. All right, here we go. This is from our friend Jack Rhapsody. Jack Rhapsody was on the show on Thursday, and he is a 19-year-old, and here he is. He writes this. I like to put LOL and haha after flirty texts, so if the other person isn't into it, they'll think I'm joking.
That's just a statement, baby. That's what I would do too.
That's true, dog.
That's just true. That's just real life, dog. I get you. I feel you, man. I love you, LOL.
I do that on my professional email.
I need more money. Ha ha ha. You know.
Get my quote up. LOL.
What's up, LOL?
I like maybe you put it. Maybe you go like this. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It just. But I think sometimes like a joke like that is a real like, yeah. Right. There we go.
Yeah.
I do like this. I think I do like this assist from the room. Put an LOL at the end.
That's what I was thinking. Like they use, like joking.
So if the person isn't into it, they think I'm joking, LOL. Because then if we're not into the tweet, ha ha ha, we get it.
Yeah. I would even go like LOL question mark.
And then haha, and then haha.
You could also do like the thing where you're like, I like to put LOL and flirty after flirty text, and then you can put an example like, you know, can I eat your ass later? LOL. You know what I mean? Like, I don't usually talk like that. I know.
That is not flirting, Niccole. That I don't know. You said flirt, right?
I am single for a reason, and it's because I don't know how to flirt. I just got very hot just even saying that. So.
Clearly, like I can only imagine like you in a flirting situation, like some dude at the bank is like, "You waiting to go next?" And you're like, "I'll eat your ass later."
I'll eat your ass, LOL.
He's like,
I don't know.
LOL.
You know what I mean? Like, but that's the way to make it a good joke, though, right? If you make it like some crazy shit that you text and then say, ha 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 ha.
Yes.
Don't make this my legacy. Don't record this.
I'm gonna read another. Okay. I'll read another tweet just so we don't end on this.
Don't go out on me saying eat my ass.
First of all, I did not.
I literally don't even think I've ever said out loud. Help! I'm sweating.
All right, this is sorry. I want to put one out that's like good, you know, like, and I have a couple from last night that aren't great. Like I wrote this one last night. I don't know if you can see that.
All right, what is it? Can you read it?
Yeah.
Wait, I can't. Read
I'll
it
read
out
it
loud.
for you.
Yeah, you have
So
to.
I wrote, I love it when a movie wins all the awards, but the actor, writer, and director. Like, think how good this shit would be with the pros. It's like, it's not great. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yes, think how good this shit would be.
Like, you know, there are those movies where it's like, oh, that movie was great. It'll win like best adapted screenplay. And then it wins like best adapted screenplay, best lighting, best editing, but it doesn't win any of the main awards. Like, imagine if that movie had good actors. Anyway, we could kill that. We could kill that one.
I like that in theory because it's like because it is like oh, there are certain movies that get nominated for best screenplay, but they don't. Yeah, but they are really good. But
all right, this is all right. I guess this is what I'm gonna end on because it's
okay.
It's really just so no one remembers Niccole's last 10 minutes. I'm
just gonna keep saying it. Okay.
Pool noodles couldn't have been called poodles? ? Now I gotta walk around slinging together 2 insane nouns. Just make it one thing. Like, it's okay that a poodle also means a dog.
Okay, it keeps going. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the length. By the way, this is like you're talking about like the Staten Island comic. That to me feels like the Staten Island. Let me tell you something. Why don't they call them poodles, right? Because then I gotta call this thing. Like I feel like you need that energy to it. Like you need to be behind a pizza counter or making like Subway sandwiches.
Oh, you know who would do that well? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead,
Francis McDormand reading that joke. Why do they call it a pool noodle? Why do they say a pool? I know it's the same as a dog, but why don't they just say it? Oh,
it's called pools. It's called poodles. I gotta get out of here. And by the way, if you're gonna use poodles, make sure you use that.
Pull the car around.
Pull the car around. Come on, Ronald, let's go. I don't know who Ronald is, but let's go.
Ronald is what she calls her husband because she's not learned his name. Ronald, right? It's Ronald. He's too afraid. He's too afraid to correct her. Right. Like Joel or Ethan doesn't know.
Yeah.
Pool noodles couldn't have been called poodles. Now I gotta walk around slinging together 2 insane nouns. Still not great.
I feel like you need to go a little bit more. And people, this is what.
So what if I started it with, in parentheses, Joe Pesci voice?
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
And Nicole's eyes lit up at that.
I think if it was coming from a character, I would accept it.
How about like edited scene from The Irishman, Joe Pesci, and he's like write it like that.
Why they gotta call it pool noodle? Why can't they just call it poodle? I don't understand it.
So would it be Joe Pesci from The Irishman?
Joe
and then
Pesci.
The rest in quotations.
No, you don't. Yeah.
I wish there was a more relevant, recent thing.
Yeah, what would it be?
I mean, quarantine and COVID has made everything recent, right? There's definitely at least like 200 people that watched The Irishman last week.
Yeah, right. I feel like that works. Yeah,
I still haven't seen it.
I think you should say deleted scene from The Irishman. Joe Pesci : what do they call pool noodles? I mean, it makes no sense.
Why they call it pool noodles?
This is a good way of the Jackson says like Joe Pesci draft. You go at Joe Pesci, make it like that's like you're almost like you're retweeting Joe Pesci, like as if Joe Pesci Pesci had a Twitter account. This is what he would say. I mean,
Fran Lebowitz. Somebody said that's a great.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
that's a great one. That's a current one too because
that's a current one. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
And somebody said,
so
I'm gonna be dirty
like
again.
On the next.
Noodles. Sorry, go ahead.
Pool noodles.
I was looking.
Nicole, what is happening?
I don't know. I'm very lonely. Help.
What is happening?
I don't know.
On the why are we working so hard for this awful banger? What about this deleted scene from With Honors?
Oh no, that's way too deep. I think it's I think you just go back to $1 million idea. Start calling pool noodles poodles, or maybe it just needs to be so plain and just go like.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
Pool noodles equal poodles ? Yeah. Like maybe it's just like that. It's like that is because now we are
okay.
Save the vowels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I did like my. Now I gotta walk around slinging together 2 insane nouns.
It's a better performance line than it's gonna read on Twitter. Like I think, slinging around and everything. Yeah.
Like that.
As someone has said here, the meta is unraveling.
The meta is unraveling.
Wait till you see my new character. Jerry Seinfeldo.
What's
Jerry
the
Seinfeldi. Because all Italians end in a vowel. Jerry Seinfeldi.
All right, here's a good one.
Noodles.
Here's a good one that.
Noodles. What's the deal?
I think I missed it.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
This one where it says overheard at Chris Christie's pool party.
There you go. We got that.
All right.
Jerry Seinfeld voice. What's up with these pool noodles?
Pool noodles equals poodles. I'm
That's
sorry,
right.
everybody.
There you go.
Nicole, thank you so much.
People can
thanks for having me.
We just put up where you can follow her on Twitter and on Instagram. Anything else you want to tell people to check out or listen to or do or anything?
Nah.
I love it.
I got nothing. I'm working on stuff, but I'll just write for right now. Just follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Be my followers.
This is so much fun. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. This is a great idea. It's always fun.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks, guys.
See y'all later.